Okay, it's recording. Okay, let me open up the Gita. I think we were on verse 29, or we were on verse 29. No, we are on verse 30. Prahladaschasmi daityanam kalaha kalayatamaham mruganam cha mrugendroham vainateyascha pakshinam. So we are in that one. So last time we were looking into the concept of time. He says kalayatamaham. If you look at the Gita Vibhuti here, kalayatam, akalayatam, bandhanadi kurvatam. That means that which binds or kind of imprisons. That is kala. So the etymological meaning of time or kala is that which binds. That which binds you, ties you up. That is kala. Kala is it's a binding. We are bound by time. So it's a fantastic name, etymology for that. Again, it comes from the dhatu kala bandhane. Bandhane means binding. But also, I said kala means death, black, death. So that is also used, but it is not kala, it is kala. Okay, and we were looking at the concept of time and how in Vedanta, even in ancient Greeks and Roman, the world, it was cyclical time. The concept was the ancient concept of time is cyclical time. Linear time started, I think, after the advent of the new religions, Christianity. There was a curse on cyclical time by one of the popes very early on. And so they considered there's a beginning, creation, and the end, judgment day. So the time is linear. But in Vedanta and all the other ancient religions, and we cannot say religion at that time, but ancient traditions, the concept of time is that it is a cycle. Things repeat, and they're not one cycle. It is many cycles. There's a big cycle, smaller cycles, and smaller cycles. And we went through the time, the units of time, right? From the biggest unit of time, which was 311 trillion years. That's the age of the universe, and to the smallest microsecond, nanosecond time. That the units of time that was there in the Vedanta literature. Now, this time we are going to do a very important thing. And let me stop sharing this one, and I'll share the spreadsheet. So in passing, I introduced you to this yantra. It's a sudarshana chakra yantra. This is we have learned the mantras, right? Especially the Shadakshari, Ashtakshari, Dwadashakshari. 3 very important mantras. But then what do you imagine? What should you visualize in your mind's eye? The greatest picture to visualize, used by even the sannyasis, the rishis in the tradition, they got siddhis by visualizing this yantra in their heart with these different mantras. This yantra, the Sudarshan Chakra yantra, it's actually mandala. It ties. See, there is a beautiful shloka in Harivamsha. It says, Dravyam karmacha kalascha swabhavo jiva evacha yad anugrahataha santi na santi yad upekshaya. That means 5 important categories of things in creation. Dravyam, all matter. Everything material is dravyam. Karma, that is activities of everything, including human activities, which is actually karma in the real sense, because it is driven by desire, but also all kriyas, all activities that makes the world go. Dravyam karma cha kalascha. Kala is time. Swabhavaha. Swabhavaha means it's the nature of things, nature of each individual things in the universe. Its individual nature, its individual activity. That's swabhava. And jiva evacha. That's jiva. All the five, yad anugrahataha santi. All of these exist because he desires that the Paramatma, who is at the center of this, the mandala, he desires that they exist and they function the way they are. Yad anugrahata santi, na santi yadupekshaya. If he so wished for them not to exist, they would not exist or be active. Right? So that is a very beautiful thing which connects these different aspects. And what are those aspects? Here you can see there is the aspect of learning, jnana, there's the aspect of time, there's the aspect of things in creation. All of those things in this yantra is connected. So this is actually turning around, right? And then this yantra is, you have to, this realization which happens in adhyatma, within oneself, as well as adidaiva, in the nature. So this is sun here. One of the things I need to do is I am going to get this picture done, and we will get this done on a copper plate, a big one, and then we will make it available to everybody in the group, because this is something that you should use in your meditation visualization. So it is the most important that the tradition talks about is the visualize whatever mantra you're, especially Shadakshari, Astakshari mantra, when you are chanting that, you should be imagining the relationships of these things. This is a complex relationship, everything brought into this figure, right? And in your mind, when you're chanting, you should be going through this figure and looking at the connections and how knowledge is connected to time, is connected to things, is connected to mantras. Everything is one whole in this mandala, and it's a great meditation. So all of the great, when they meditate on this, first it starts as a visualization, but then they actually start seeing it. They start seeing this in the anahata chakra, in the heart chakra. They start seeing this. The prana becomes visible. That when one of the great saints, Vyasatirtha, has given a beautiful method. He says, first you visualize the flow of prana, then you start seeing the flow of prana. So this is, you have to start with the visualization, and then in your mind's eye, you'll automatically see it. You're no longer imagining it. You're actually going to see it. Again, it's not going to be in 10 days or a year. It's over time. As things clean up in the chitta, you actually start seeing this in the pranic level without just imagining it. But the first step to seeing it is to imagine it, which is where we start. That is this one, right? And because this is a thing that connects time and the mantras that we have seen and the things in the world that we have seen, that Krishna says, he has avesha in all of these. All of those things come here. And therefore, it's a great tool for meditation. Okay. Again, this is a tool from a tantra. So these are tantras. So don't think of any logic or anything. Just, this is something that has to be felt. This is a mystical thing. No logic works in this one. Okay. So don't ask me for source. Tantras, I will not give any source. I will tell you, you have to practice it. We'll make it, I'll make it, this mandala on a copper plate, in a couple of months. It will be available for everybody to put it in their houses. And then when you do mantras, you can use this and then learn the connections. That will be a very, very kind of an easy kind of a thing for you to know what I should visualize and how things are connected.
Sunil, you mentioned chakra and mandala connectively. Is there a difference between those two, or?
Yeah, mandala is these connections, how these are connected. So this has 7 valayas. Valayas means 7 regions.
Right.
So if you see, there are these circles, right?
Right.
So this is called kankanakara. So kankanakara means this is circle.
Okay.
So there's a circle, there's a triangle, there's another circle. So there are 7 regions, right? And the outermost region is not visible here. But we will make once, first of all, kind of designed on a computer with a high resolution. And then I will get that done on a copper plate. And depending on the number of people who are interested and all of those things, we can get it done in India and then, ship it here and all that. So, but first I will make this available once I get a designer and then have them do this, make it available on computer as a JPEG, so that, when you zoom in, it doesn't blur out. It's a very high resolution, so you can actually see the details.
Sunil, I can help you with that, Sunil. I'm very familiar with the drafting stuff.
Yeah, so okay, then I will work with you.
Yeah.
I'll work with you.
Sure, yeah. Sure,
yes,
yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so any questions before we dive into this? Okay, like I said, shut down the logic part and open up the mystical part. It's about connections, how things are connected. And this is actually moving. This is turning around, right? This is Kala, so it's a turning around. It's it's also a Sudarshan chakra that connects. So what is at the center of this, right? So again, this is 7 kinds of mantras here. There are 7 mantras, and I've explained this in my the Gayatri mantra class. So the creation is 2 kinds, right? Creation is, one is creation of the world, the physical world. From Prakriti it comes. And then there is creation of knowledge. And the creation of knowledge, what is the bija? What is the seed?
Om.
Omkara is the seed, right? So what this is explaining is, it starts with Om, how Om opens up into different levels, and then it becomes the final matrukas. We will see what those are. And so it's showing the creation of the world. It's showing the creation of the different beings that are going around doing their stuff. So and all of and how they are connected, and the big mantras that connect all of them. And basically, in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Paramatma says, Tat srištva tadena anupravishat. So what it says, Bahusyama iti. When the Upanishad says, when he was alone before creation, and he desired to become many. He desired to become many. So he created many things and entered into it. Tad srištva tadeva anupravishat. That means whatever he created, he entered into it. And those are the names that those entities get, right? Like what we have discussed. The original, real, absolute meaning of those terms are the Paramatma who is inside it as its Antaryami, right? One becomes many, one creates many, and those many forms of that one enter into the many creations and sustains it and takes care of it, right? So this is how the one, which is at the center, becomes many as it goes around, right? So how the one becomes many, what are those many, how are they connected? So all of these things are here, right? Now, first thing, so I said this is simultaneously an Adhyatma meditation as well as a Adidaiva meditation. So in the Adhyatma meditation, you're imagining this chakra to be in the heart. In the Adidaiva meditation, you're imagining the Paramatma to be in the sun. So this is sun. Grihini is sun. Grihini means compassionate, the most compassionate. So Grihini means the one who is compassionate. That is, so the Upanishad says Paramatma has two forms. Ahar iti, aham iti. Ahar and aham. You know what ahar is? What is ahar? Or ahaha and aham.
As it is it?
No, ahar or ahaha means day. Ahar nisham, ahoratri, right? That aha. So aha or ahaha means day, which is representing the sun. In the form of ahaha, he is in the sun. In the form of aham, he is in the atma. He is in the atma. So aham, in Sanskrit, aham means I. But etymologically, aham means that which is not hum. Hum means that we give up. That which we give up. Aham means that which we cannot give up. That which is our most closest. That is aham. So there is an etymological meaning even for I. In English, I has no meaning. I is a letter. There is no etymology for I. In Sanskrita, I is aham. Aham is I. But if you look at the etymological meaning of aham, it is na ham iti aham. Ha means that which you give up, that which you abandon, that which you let go is ha. Aham means that which you hold tight to, that which is your most favorite, that which you love the most. That is aham, right? With the name aham, he sits inside. With the name ahaha, he sits outside in the sun. So this is the one that's connecting the one who is in the sun and the one who is in us together. And that's the beautiful Taittiriya Upanishad mantra, which says Yaschayam Purushe Yaschasa Vaditye Sa Ekaha Saya Evam Vit. That means Yaschayam Purushe, he who is in Purusha, in me. Yaschasau Aditye, who is in Aditya. Sa Ekaha, he is the same one. He stands there as Aha, he stands in me as Aham. Right? So it is all kind of mystical things of the Upanishads. But this is how you have to look. This Grihini here is inside us as our Antaratma. When we say Antaryami, who is the Antaryami? This is the Antaryami. This circle is us. This circle is the Atma. Within this circle stands Grihini. Om, Grihini, Om. He who stands as Ahar in the sun and Aham in me. He is the same as Grihini, my innermost Antaryami. When I say Ishta Devata, the Devata that gives you moksha, the Devata that is your Bimba Rupa, the original, of which you are the reflection, that is this. This is the most personal form of Paramatma that is for you. Each one of us has our Grihini. Right? So this is the highest form. This is Ishta Devata sadhana happens here. Okay. So is this understood? So the first circle is inside us. It is Atma, and within the Atma, the Antaryami, who is also our Bimba Rupa. Bimba Rupa means is our original form of whose reflection we are. That means when he acts, we act. We are dependent completely on the Bimba, right? Pratibimba has no independent activity. Pratibimba, the reflection's activity depends on the source activity. So he is our source. Each one of us has a source, right? Karthik has his own source as a Bimba Rupa. Elango will have his own source. Ravi, his own source. Anand will have his own source. That source, which is very personal to you, connected to you, that is this Grihini. In creation, he is the form of Paramatma that is within the sun. That is, around which the whole of the world is going around. Okay. So Om Grihini Om, the most innermost Antaryami, That is first connection happens there. And that is where the bija of the knowledge starts. That's the Omkara bija. The Omkara bija is here. Now, there is on top of it, there is and on the bottom there is aha. There is an and there is a aha. So in the mystical tradition, this Antaryami has been offered 2 flowers. One flower is the and the other flower is the aha. And in grammar, is neither a swara nor a vyanjana, right? It is neither a consonant or a vowel, because it is a and ma. There is a is a swara, ma is a vyanjana, and aha, a is a swara, ha is a vyanjana. So it's a mixed. So, and what they represent is represents the left side of the body, which is the stri. The stri side of the body is the aha is the purusha side of the body. That's the right side of the body. So what they have done is, here all of the nadis have joined into 2 nadis. The ida nadi, that is on the left side, which is the feminine energy kind of prana, that is the and the pingala nadi, that is has the masculine energy on the right side, that is the aha. And in the middle, the third nadi, sushumna nadi, the agni is here. So all of this is all the most intricate connection in your heart, where there is a lotus flower that has opened up in the heart. There is a Ashtadala Padma. We'll see the Ashtadala Padma here. You know where, when there is a lotus, in the middle of the lotus, there is I don't know what the English word is, Karnika. Like there is a middle to a flower, right? From which the petals emerge, right? These are petals of the flower. And in Sanskrita, the middle portion is called Karnika. Karnika and Dala. Dala is the petals around. Karnika is the middle. Like if you look at sunflower, there's a middle part and then there's yellow petals around, right? And then there's different rows of those petals. We are only talking about Karnika. Until here is Karnika. From here until here is Karnika, and then all the Dala opens up. And this is the Dala, petals of the lotus chakra of the heart. We'll come to that. So we are still in the Karnika stage. We're still in the Karnika stage. Okay. I mean, is this kind of understandable, or is it too high?
It is understandable.
Understandable, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we are still in the Karnika stage, like in the middle of the flower, from where the petals emerge. These are all of, from here to here, it is that, the middle, right? So now we are talking about the first circle, the first kankana. The first kankana is Antaryami, in the sun, and then, within us, it is Antaratma, our Bimbarupa, that Antaryami, and then he's been offered flowers. What are the flowers? And aha. Is the left feminine side, aha is the masculine side. So they represent, not only do these represents all of the knowledge, is all of the swaras, aha is all of the vyanjanas. Everything is falling at the feet of Antaryami, connecting everything to the Antaryami. So it is showing that everything outside finally is connected to the one inside. That is what it is showing. So this is how the connection starts. There is here from the nadis, from the pranic side, it is ida nadi, pingala nadi, feminine nadi, masculine nadi, sushumna nadi in the middle. And then in the aksharas, is all the swaraksharas, aha is all the vyanjanaksharas. So all the knowledge, prana, everything has been connected to Antaryami here, as well as in the sun. In the sun, the nadis basically is things going around it, right? The pulse, the things going around it, that is the nadi. Okay, so far so good, right? Is the within our own being, not in the body. This is inside Atma. We are talking about Atma here, not Deha. We are still in the Atma level. So Chetana Atma, Chit, Sat, Chit, Ananda Atma. That Atma, within that Atma is the Paramatma that we are talking about. Right? We are still within our Jivas, within our own Jiva. Okay. Now, if there is no question, we'll go to the next level. Any question?
So within the circle, we have Jivatma and Paramatma, or the Grini is
No, no,
the
no,
only
sir.
Paramatma?
Circle is the Jivatma.
Okay, okay.
So within the Jivatma is the Antaryami, Grini, Bimbarupa, who has been put two flowers, Aha, representing the alphabet consonants and vowels, as well as the feminine nadis and the masculine nadis.
Okay, so this
Okay.
is Jivatma.
This is Jivatma. The whole thing is the Jivatma.
Okay.
When
Okay.
we are talking about inside, and this is the orb of the sun when we are talking about the outside.
Okay.
Okay. So that connects Gayatri Mantra also. When you're doing the Gayatri Mantra, this is the deity. This is Paramatma who is in the sun. The Gayatri Mantra is not done for the sun. It is done for the Paramatma who is in the sun, connected to the whole of creation, from here to the outer, all of them. Okay.
And Sunil, meaning of Gruni is Antaryami.
No, Gruni means the most compassionate. Krupalu, Karunamaya. The most compassionate, right? So compassion, what is compassion? Compassion means, I've told this before, there are two things, right? This is our karma and then our gati. And the question is, does our karma automatically give us our gati? Right? So if you do good karmas, will you automatically get good gati? Question. This is question to everybody.
Partly.
Not even partly.
It's only the prarabdha karma that what we are going through.
Look at the question I'm asking. Do all the good karmas that we do, or even bad karmas, but good karmas that we do they automatically give us the gati?
This
Gati
life or
is the
next
journey,
life?
right? So,
Not this life or the next life?
Whatever life.
Not this life. You'll get good gati in the next life.
no, Gati is the journey, right? Journey of the Jivatma. Is that what you mean by Gati?
No, I'm the outcome.
Outcome. Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
Outcome is dependent on Paramatma.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. So Gati, that was the confusion. Gati means we were thinking the direction.
Gati Gamana. Okay. Yeah. No. Not the path. Of course, even path is also an outcome of the karma that you have done that will lead you into different paths.
Right.
But what I'm talking about is, see, there is these two things. That means karma is basically what it is, jada. Karma cannot give rise to anything. There has to be a chetana that gives a outcome for that. There are karma devatas, not just that. But finally, karma automatically does not give anything. It is Paramatma who gives, right? And Paramatma is not bound by anything. So he does not have to give. If he decides not to give, our good karma will also not have any good gati, right? So I've given this example many times. Like there is, you need to graduate to get a job, let's say. But it doesn't mean that just because you graduated, you automatically land a job. It's two different things. Graduating gives you the yogyata. That means you can get a job, right? But the owner of or whoever decides has to decide to give you that job, right? There are two things involved. It's not automatic. Karma themselves will not give you mukti. Mukti has to be given because it's a two-step process. With all the sadhanas, we are making ourselves fit. Those who are fit are in the pool to be chosen. Those who are unfit will not even come to the pool. Does the fitness automatically land you in moksha? It will not. Paramatma is the one that gives the moksha.
He decides. You just have to do it.
Yes. So that is very important to understand. If you think, oh, I do good karma, good things happen, then it is an illusion. That's not true. You do good karma, your good karma is there, but there has to be a giver of the fruit to give the fruit for good karma. Good karma by itself will not generate good outcome.
Same
outcome
as
has to be
same as karmanyavadikara, same.
Correct, right? So phala is always in Paramatma's hands. Of course, karma is also in his hands, but in our understanding, it is never automatic. Things are never automatic.
So does good karma give the yogyata to get?
Yeah, good karmas give the yogyata.
Okay.
But it does not give you phala. Right? That is very important. So I do good karma, I land in Swarga. No. I do good karma and he decides that now I am fit to go to Swarga. Then I land in Swarga.
Even Swarga is not guaranteed.
That is also not
Nothing
guaranteed.
is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. Yeah, nothing is guaranteed. So this is the Upanishads say this again and again and again. And this is also the fight between Catholics and Protestants. Right? It's also connected there because Catholics have good works. There is a good work concept, a karma concept. But if you go to Protestant, it says sola fidelis, faith alone. Now, whatever we do will not give salvation in their sense, in salvation, saving. It will not save. It's faith alone that saves. So Protestants are very, very this thing about faith, and they give up all traditions. So if you look at Protestants, they don't do any kind of traditions or hold on to any traditions. But Catholics hold on to traditions. The Roman Catholic, the traditions that comes, good works, everything is there. But Protestant says none of that matter. Faith alone matters. But in Vedanta, karma has one job, that is to make us fit. Paramatma, being Gruni, is the one that gives the fruit. He's still Krupalu in the sense that he might choose not to give anything. And there is no law binding him. He is beyond law. I mean, there's nothing that binds him. So there's nothing that says, okay, Sunil has done good karma, so you ought to give him Swarga. Nothing. If something happens, that is because he decides the infinite compassion that let that happen. Right? Every step of the way, it is infinite compassion without being bound by any of the laws or any of the things, any of the dharmas. Right? So that is being represented by Gruni, the most independent, Sarva Tantra Swatantra. That means there is not an ounce of binding that Paramatma has, and he sits in the middle, choosing to give because of infinite compassion. That is what is Gruni, Krupa. There is a difference between Anugraha and Krupa. What is the difference between Anugraha and Krupa?
Anugraha is grace.
Grace is also Krupa, compassion.
Anugraha means it's a blessing from the God.
So Anugraha means it is a blessing that comes after you do something. That means, let's say you get some homa done, and then you're praying to that Paramatma or the deity to have Anugraha on you. That means I have done this. I have given this to you. I want your Anugraha. It is a back and forth. It is a give and take. Anugraha is giving after taking. That is Anugraha. Krupa and Gruni is not, it is compassion in itself. There is no taking. Somebody who gives just like that without even taking, that is called Krupa. Anugraha means you have done something and you get the blessing. That is Anugraha. Krupa means it's just there. It's a grace. It's compassion. It's just nothing is given in exchange for it. That is called krupa.
But good karma has to lead to something good, isn't it? I mean, how can we
No.
say that?
That is a misunderstanding. I'm trying to stop here, because that is working because he wants it to work that way. That understanding should be there. Because karma in it by itself is jada. It cannot produce anything. It cannot see in the Brahma Sutras. This question comes: does karma has a potency in itself to give you good gati? If that is true, why is there Paramatma required? Karma in itself can do it. Why do I have to pray to this Paramatma, that form, this form? Why? Because it says karma.
Is there a school of thought which believes that karma operates by itself and there is no Paramatma?
What is that?
Is there any school of thought that
Purvamimamsa.
Huh?
Schools of thought. A lot of schools of thought in Purvamimamsa think that way.
They think that karma operates like a cycle and no Paramatma is involved?
Correct. Yeah, they don't talk about, they don't even talk about mukti in the Purvamimamsa. It's just Varga and Naraka.
Okay.
But the fantastic thing is all of these are based on Veda. So how can they all read the same source and come up with all these conclusions? That is mind-boggling. But yeah, so it is in the Vedanta. Of course, Vyasa finally has come and said all of these things are wrong, right? All of these the schools of thought with these various things that they are telling is wrong. And the final Siddhanta is what? In the Brahma Sutras, it says, karma by itself has no potency. Karma by itself has no potency unless there is some. If, for example, writing an exam, somebody has to be there to grade you, and there has to be a system. Without all that, can you say, just by writing an exam, I get graduated? No. It needs a system. It assumes there's a system in place. There are people who correct the papers, who give you grades, and all of those things are assumed, right? So that thing, just the karma itself is inanimate. It does not do anything. Karma doesn't do anything.
But then why do you say that somebody is, is in a good stage of life and getting some, a lot of things, good things are happening to him, and we say that it must be the fruit of his karma. So that's wrong thinking.
No. Thinking that fruit of the karma comes directly from karma, which is inanimate, is wrong thinking. Fruit of the karma, that fruit is given by who? Grahas. The graha get the power to give the fruit by who? The Adidevatas. Finally, all of them get the power who? By Paramatma. So this grani, if you look at it, these grahas are the Shani, Rahu, Guru, all the grahas. Where are they getting the power from? So you have to go back, and the connection comes from within us, the Antaryami within us, and the Antaryami of the Surya Deva. He is giving them the power to give the fruit. The fruit does not directly emerge from karma. The fruit emerges from the conscious entities that man the karma. Karma in itself does not bear fruit. Karma is jada. So that understanding should be there. Whenever we say karma generates a fruit, we leave out the important part which says that karma generates the fruit, and the fruit is given to the devatas. Why is all this Shani, Rahu, everybody is shown here? Because they are the giver of the fruits. And they are a giver of the fruits of what? Of your karma. They don't have anything against you. If you have done good things, they'll give you good fruits. Bad things they'll give.
We don't know his way of evaluating, that means.
We don't know. We will never know. Right? We will never know the way but what the Upanishad says is, the most important distinction you need to understand is your karma is to make you fit, not give you result. The result is given by the infinite compassion of Paramatma, because he is never bound at any point of time. I mean, he's even beyond time to give fruit. You cannot oblige him. Oh, I've done all these good things. You have to give. You cannot say that. It is his compassion that you are getting the fruit.
It seems to be very, very powerful.
It is powerful. That's why Vedanta is so powerful, right? It should not be kind of, we make it kind of very childish by saying this happens because of this and all of those things, leaving aside the very important fact that fruits are not in control of the karma. Fruits are in control of the chetana behind those karma.
Roots. What did you say?
Fruits as in outcomes.
Fruits.
Sunil, it's the same thing for good karma and bad karma also, right? Like
Both good karma and bad karma.
So
Any karma.
It's like a mix in this. It goes to the sanchita karma and gets mixed up, and you get punya and papa together and gets the next birth.
See, think about this. All of this happens. Does karma has the potency to do all this? Somebody is doing this for us.
Yeah.
So what if there is a system that has been set up by which people get the rewards according to their karma or something? Is there a?
Again, it is not guaranteed, is what I'm. Upanishad says again and again, it is not guaranteed. If X happens, Y will happen. No.
There are
logic.
two inputs,
No logic.
basically. There is no only one input. That's what you are saying, right? Like
Correct. So these are two independent. Karma is independent. Phala is independent. Because one happens after another, that is called as, in logic, it's called as method of induction, right? I see the sun rise every day, so I conclude sun rises every day until the day when sun will never rise. Then I will think, oh, this is just induction, right? All of logic is basically, even deduction is induction. You see the connection and you say, if X happens, then Y will happen, right? If I see Y happening, then that means X should be the cause. So that's how logic works. But what the Upanishad is saying is that regularity that X will happen, then Y will happen, is not natural to X or Y. It is God given. And because X happens, Y will happen is never given anywhere. It is never guaranteed. He makes it happen, therefore it happens.
In a way, we have removed the cause and reaction, cause and reaction.
Correct.
We have completely removed it now by this model.
Correct. Is cause and effect natural and automatic? In the highest sense of the term, it is not. Effect is not natural to cause.
Whatever the man-made can be applied for the physics, cause and effect. Non-man-made stuff.
No. There is no cause and effect.
Oh.
But that is very Islamic, Sunil.
It's not Vedanta. I'm talking about Vedanta here.
Because they are like that, in the...
No, you're connecting. I know. See, in Krishna says, Ishwaroham aham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi. No, not that one. Asatyam apratishtam te jagadahur anishwaram aparaspara sambhutim kimanyat kama hitukam. In one of the, I think, 15th chapter, 16th chapter. What are the thinking of asuras? He says, Krishna says, Asatyam, the world is unreal. That is asuric. Apratishtam, there is no dharma. Dharma is an imagination. There is no dharma pratishta in this world. That is asuric thinking. Asatyam apratishtam te jagadahur anishwaram. There is no Ishvara, there is no Paramatma behind whatever we can see. There is no God. There is no Paramatma behind that. That is Anishvara. That is also Aparaspara Sambhutim. One thing leading is the one that is the universe. Those who do not believe or do not agree with an effect, they are asuric.
Those who do not believe in that are asuras, is it?
Those who do not believe in cause and effect are asuric in nature.
Okay, thank God, because otherwise it would have been Islamic.
No. You are. I'm taking you to the depths of Vedanta and to something. Don't connect it. Let's connect it to the Vedanta here. Cause and effect are there, but they are not automatic. We are talking about two things. Nobody is denying cause and effect. Cause and effect is there. But is effect automatic to the cause? No.
It goes through a filter.
It goes through Paramatma. That's it. Nothing in the world is automatic. It is the way he wants it to be, and there is. So that you have to think in your hearts is what the Vedanta says.
Effect is moderated by the Paramatma. Cause, effect. So
Paramatma,
it's not cause and effect, says Sunil. If it's not automatic, it is going through something. So that's a cause will not lead to some effect, suppose, which should be there. Then that shows that there is no cause and effect.
there is no automatic cause and effect. Yes. Cause and effect is a regularity that, yes, it is a regularity, but it is not automatic. So you have to go and read up on induction and deduction again, because deduction as see, causality is deduction, is deductive. I am talking about inductive. Okay. So yes, causality there, yes. I'm not denying causality. Of course, causality is there. Is causality automatic? I'm denying that part. When I say I am denying, it's the Upanishads are denying causality is not automatic. Nothing in creation is automatic. Nothing in creation is automatic. That's why the Harivamsha says, Dravyam, Karmacha, Kalascha, Swabhava, Jiva Evacha. Swabhava, this comes under Swabhava. Cause and effect is Swabhava. The Swabhava is not inherent in things. The Swabhava is determined by Paramatma. Because he wills it, Swabhava happens, and that is cause and effect.
If I'm allowed to deviate a little bit, this is from the book that I'm writing. So there is, I have written about this textbook revision that's going on in Pakistan, this is of course from many years ago. So what they did is that there was a science book which had for class 3, which said, what will happen if an animal does not take any food? That was mentioned in that textbook. And then the Islamists got it all revised. And now it says, what will happen if Allah does not give the animal food? They're saying it should be worded like that. It should not be, what will happen if an animal does not take any food? It should be worded as, what will happen if Allah does not give the animal food? So it's, in a way, I'm feeling like...
it is correct. I'm not against it. It is correct.
So you
see,
advocate science books to be written like that?
No, I'm not saying it is, science book should be written. I'm saying if you come to Vedanta, we will not say no to that. That is actually correct. See, in the physical level, you will understand this in the next chapter. In the physical level, I don't get food. But in a higher level, Paramatma is determining whether I get food or not. And again, in the intermediate level, it is my karma that determines whether I get food. So there are many levels in which when science book is written, it's written in the physical level. When Vedanta is written, it is written in the highest level, the most deepest level.
So you're okay with science books giving it as that, right? Without bringing God in anywhere?
No, I'm not okay with science book writing this way. I find science book should be written in the physical level. Vedanta should be understood from physical level in depth into the highest level. But I'm saying that is not wrong. But it's not good for a science book to say that, but it is not wrong.
Okay.
So Sunil, one question. So then, when we do Homa, like we do Homa,
Yes.
we do Homa at home, we do the, what do you call that? Any Homa, for Graha Puja, for housewarming, everything. So we assume, is it like we assume things that it will be better, or it's just that it is just, we are doing it?
See, think about this, man. So you go to some person with a request. Okay. You cannot influence, you cannot do anything to the person's decision. right? You go to Anand and you want Anand to do something for you. You give him something. Now it is up to him to do it or not. Usually, when you give him something, he will do something for you. But it is not a given that if you give, automatically he will do. That will become mechanical. There's no chetana there, right? So that means when you give Anand something, Anand has the independence to decide to give or not to give.
It's like an anugraha then, technically.
It is like anugraha.
Hmm.
If anything, everything was automatic. See, automatic actually a delusion. Basically, it's delusion. We think X happens, Y will automatic, but the day when they don't automatically happen, then we understand. It's just like when a car is going, you think when I turn the steering, that the car will turn. One day it will not turn. Then you will know, okay, there are 25,000 connections between these two for that thing to work, right? That's the delusion of control.
Mhm.
When you do Homa, you have a delusion of control that when I do this, this is going to happen to me automatically. It does not happen. Just like any other person, you're going with the request. The Homa is a request. But the request has to be answered, right? But it is independent of the Devata to answer that request. It is not automatic. Then everybody would have done $1 million Homa, and then you could have, God will be like forced to give the result. No, nothing like that.
So it is like a writing an exam. You don't know what the marks that you're going to get it.
No. But usually, because every day sun rises, you can hope that the next day also sun will rise. Is it automatic? It is not automatic.
You just do the duty. Simple.
That's it. That is the thinking of this dissociation that you got to have. Because see, we live in the world, we are used to thinking all of these things are automatic, right? That's the illusion of control. What Vedanta is saying, if you go to the highest level, it's saying, look inside. It is not even connected. It's not connected. It's like it's not automatic. When this happens, this is going to happen because he wills it to happen. So that this Devata gives this. There's so many things that go on behind it for these things to happen. But then they always do that, right? They always do that. And therefore, we assume that they're automatically connected, but they are not automatically connected.
But by the same token, I cannot give an empty paper and then expect the examiner to give me marks.
Yeah.
Correct.
I had to
That's
fill
what I
in
said.
something. Yeah.
Correct. That's why I said, that's why Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha na bahuna shrutena yamevaisha vrunate tenaisha labhyaha. It says in the Kathopanishad, one of the most beautiful mantras. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha. If somebody thinks, and this truth that I'm telling you is in Kathopanishad, beautifully it says, Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha. Don't assume that a lot of you listen to a lot of pravachana, that you'll understand Paramatma automatically. It does not happen. Na bahuna shrutena, as you know, when you hear a lot. Why? And then it goes on, there's another line, and then it says, Yamevaisha vrunate tena labhyaha. He who chooses, tena labhyaha, he gets him. That means he chooses who becomes mukta, not what that person has done. Correct? Yameva esha vrunute tena labhyaha tasyaisha atma vivrunate tanum swam. That means to him, he reveals himself in all glory. So he gives his vision to that person. So what that mantra in the Kathopanishad saying is, karma is not automatically giving you the fruits, in which case Devata is himself not required. This is the logic of the Brahma Sutra. If karma this is again, if you look at yoga, the yoga school of thought and all of those things, what there's in those school of thoughts, Seshvara yoga, Nirishvara yoga, there's already different kinds. I'm talking about those kinds of yoga that do not admit to a necessity of God. What they say is, if you look at all the atheistic schools based on Vedas in our Indian traditions, why are they atheistic? Because they assume automatic. They say, I do sadhana, I automatically become a mukta. God is not necessary. God is not necessary. Sankhya, Nirishwara Sankhya is like that. Nirishwara Yoga is like that.
So most of these atheistic schools believe that they are under the control, they drive everything. Is that a fair statement?
Hey, I didn't hear the thing fully. What did you say?
Do you say that when you talked about the atheistic schools, do they believe that they are under the control, they drive the control, and that yes, I do the karma, I get it. I don't do the karma, I don't get it. Which means there is nobody else is in control, but I am in control.
Correct. No, what? Not just I am in control. It means that if I do the sadhana, the fruits automatically. See, all of this, self-realization fellowship. If you look at all of these things, right? You take a membership and will make you self-realized. All of these schools of that have come with that, they all come under the assumption of those atheistic schools of the Indian traditions, which says that karma by itself has the potency to give the result. So you do meditation, you do breath control, you get your mind will be like clean, and your mind is clean, you automatically you do some breathing, and then automatically you get mukti. You can burn your karma if you do this kind of samadhi, that kind of samadhi. And if you see, there is no mention of God anywhere there. Because they believe that it's the potency of the karma to produce the result. Vedavyasa said, karma is jada. Karma does not produce any result. The result is given by chetanas. Right? And so, if you look at Vedanta, why is Vedanta saying, you cannot just do meditation on nothingness? Your meditation has to be on this kind of this kind of a connection, on Paramatma. Why? That is the reason. Because he is the giver of the fruit. So you are expressively denying the fact that karma will on its own give the fruits. Very important distinction in Indian traditions. Very important. The difference between schools that go with karmatically generating results are the Nirishwara schools. Nirishwara Sankhya, Nirishwara Yoga, and all of those kinds of schools. But if the Seshwara schools are the schools that say that karma in itself does not have outcome inherent to it. Okay, the outcome has to be given, even though it appears automatic. Of course, there is an appearance of automatic. Nobody is denying that. Just like saying, oh, every day the sun rises. Yes, but that is not automatic. If you logically make a statement, the sun will rise every day, then you might be wrong one day. Because there is no automatic connection to it. This is very fundamental. You have to understand this.
But Sunil, can we assume that because he is Grihani, he is compassionate in the sense that our person who checks our paper is a very compassionate person?
Correct. And he is not against you. He is actually for you in that sense.
So it brings to the unbiased. It brings to the unbiased nature, right? It's not biased. Total unbiased nature of evaluation.
Correct. And that's why your yogyata is important, right? So if you really put in your effort, there is nothing to hold you. If you try to cheat, you are not going to go anywhere. As simple as that. That's why it says satyameva jayate nanratam. If the effort is true and honest, there is nothing will stop that from fruitification. It will happen, but it will not happen automatically. That should be drilled inside our hearts. Right? That is the basis of this mandala.
Sunil, can I ask something? I don't know if it is connected with this. It's off topic. If you
Okay.
think it's off topic, we can talk some other time. There is some. This is regarding ahimsa,
Yes.
right? We keep hearing about ahimsa, paramo dharma, and then there are others who say that there is something that comes after it, which says that ahimsa for the cause of dharma is allowed, or something like that.
Yeah.
So, what is the correct shloka, and what does Gita also say about ahimsa?
No. See, himsa dveshayam is the root. That means where there is hatred, that is violence.
Mhm.
Right? A lion chasing a deer to have a meal,
Mhm.
there is no hatred.
Mhm.
It is a sahaja. Right? It's a natural thing for the lion to kill the deer and eat the deer as a food. Lion is not hating the deer to kill it. Hate is the one that introduces himsa.
No, suppose you want to take revenge for something evil that has been.
Yeah, that is an emotion. That's a hatred.
No, but you do it without hatred. I mean, you do it as the right thing to do. I mean,
Yeah. When
to eliminate people who are causing havoc, evil, those kind of people.
definitely, I mean, that's the whole of Mahabharata, right? The
Yeah.
illustration is already there for us.
Okay. So, no, but is that correct? Where it says that himsa for the sake of dharma, is it that? Where is this from? This shloka, himsa, paramo dharma, and all that?
No, I don't think it is there. I know which you're talking about, which shloka you're talking about. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. Himsa, there's something.
Some people are saying it's a fake. I don't know if it's true or.
No, it is, no. People are. I think the people are saying it's from Viduraniti. It's not from Viduraniti.
Okay.
Yeah. But yes, I mean, the whole of Krishna is an example. The Viduraniti, what it says, Shate Shatyam Cham Samacharet. That means he who does dishonest things can be taken down dishonestly. There is no rule that says you have to be honest with a dishonest person.
Okay.
That is what the meaning of Shate Shatyam Samacharet. That means be dishonest with the one who is dishonest. Don't try to be honest. And that's what the whole of Mahabharata war, Krishna was illustrating that. There's no need to take compassion on these guys because they've always been dishonest and they are dishonest in this war. Don't worry, Arjuna, you hit.
So where does it say that you can be dishonest with dishonest people?
Shate Shatyam Samacharet. I think it's in the Viduraniti.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so coming back to this. So this is understood, right? I mean, I'm unpacking this. This is what you understood happens naturally in the physical world. I'm going 5 layers behind that and saying, no. That is like illusion of control. That doesn't happen naturally. It depends on Paramatma. He has to will. Yadanugrataha santi yadupekshaya. He wills, therefore it appears automatic. When he wills not, it does not. That's it. That's all you have to understand. Right? Now, so we were in the first kankana, Grini, right? He's your antaryami. He's your personal, bimba, who is in the jiva swabhava. You see within you, and also in the sun. What is the next level? So there is a triangle. They draw a triangle. In the yantra, what is a triangle? What does it represent? It's a triad. Prakriti. So jiva is now bound by sattva, rajas, tama. Sattva, rajas, tama. Bhu, Durga. Right? So if you see, Shreem, the Bijakshara here, Shreem, representing Kleem, representing Rajoguna, and Bhurupa. This is Shri Rupa, Bhurupa. Hreem, that is Durga Rupa. representing tamoguna. So jiva is bound by a triangle, sattva, rajas, tamas. So triangle is actually the yantra of prakriti. The three nodes are sattva, rajas, and tamas, and it's turning around. So jiva is always bound in samsara. This triangle is the samsara. Right? We are bound by sattva, rajas, and tamas. Things within our body itself is rajas, tamas, made of that, as well as the world in which we live. If this is the sun around the sun, it's all sattva, rajas, and tamas that binds the world. Okay, so I will take you. I've actually unpacked this because you cannot see it here. I've unpacked it from the Tantra Grantha. Don't ask me the source. I'm not going to give any source here. So you have to believe what I say. Okay, so see, the first region, the inner core, right? The flower, Stri Rupa, Aha, Purusha Rupa, flower, representing all the consonants, representing all the swaras, Om, Grani, Om, and Omkara Bija. This opens up into the second region. This is the triangle region, right? So when you are meditating, you should think of the circle first. Let's say you're doing Narayana Ashtakshara mantra. So when you're doing the Narayana Ashtakshara mantra, this will be, or this mandala will be on the heart. Imagine first circle and then Om, Gruni, Om. What is Gruni? The most compassionate. He's the most compassionate. Think about, on a karma by itself is not automatically giving the fruits. He is the giver of the fruits. That imagination. He's being put two flowers. The prana in the body, the right side, Pingala Nadi is Aha. The left side, Ida Nadi is The two fruits are being, the two flowers have been offered. Sushumna Nadi in the middle, right? And in the outer world, it's things going around it. Okay. And he's the innermost to whom you are connected. He's the personal connection between you and that form that gives you moksha. If you have the yogyata of getting moksha, that is the form moksha. Then next one, you have to imagine on the heart, there is a triangle. There's a triangle. That is the Prakriti Yantra. So then top of the triangle is Shreem. Just imagine Shreem there. It's white in color because Sattva Guna. So white in color. And then on one corner, on the right side, on the left side, imagine Clean. Clean. That is the Bhu Rupa. And then on the right corner, it is Hreem. Ha. Hreem. That is the Durga Rupa. So Shreem, Clean, Hreem. So Clean is red color and Hreem is black color. Right? White Sattvaguna, red Rajoguna, black Tamoguna. So you have to imagine that. And then the three Shaktis also in those corners. Yes. Shreem, Clean, Hreem, Icha Shakti. Icha Shakti comes from Shreem. Ichas. So man only has three powers. This is the, what can you do? What can anybody do? What can Sunil do? What can Anand do? What can Karthik do? Three things. We have Icha Shakti. We can desire. We have Kriya Shakti. We can desire to do. And we have Jnana Shakti. We can know. There is no fourth Shakti. Tell me what is the fourth Shakti? There is no fourth Shakti. Either it's a Jnana, which is awareness, knowing, Icha Shakti, desire, Kriya Shakti, doing. Only three. All of us, everything that we do can be reduced to a triad of three Shaktis. Jnana Shakti, Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti. That's it. So that three Shaktis emerge from out of Prakriti. The triangle of that Prakriti is here. Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Okay. Then Shreem, Shri Devi, the goddess of Sattvaguna. Bhudevi, the goddess of Rajoguna. Durga Devi, the goddess of Tamoguna. So the three Devis are sitting there in the triangle of the heart. Not there's a circle, and then there's a triangle of the heart. Think of Shri, Bhu, Durga, and then Shreem, Kleem, Hreem, Sattva, Rajas, Tama. Then this is Icha, Kriya, Jnana, right? And then what happens? Then it goes to the second fundamental mantra. First fundamental mantra is what? Om. Om opens into three. Akara, Ukara, Makara opens into what? Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha. So that is what it says. One now becomes three. It's also a process of creation, right? One becomes three. That means that which was Omkara became three. Bhuhu is a mantra. Bhuva is a mantra. Swaha is a mantra. Representing the three lokas. Bhuloka, Antariksha Loka, Swarga Loka, the three lokas, in which these three gunas act, in which karma happens. All of these things, the karma and its fruits, all of these things are, everything is bound in basically we are bound in a triangle. It's a circle, us, bound in a triangle, Prakriti. That is samsara. Okay? Just a circle and a triangle represents us in a samsara. That's it. Samsara Vandana, within as a body, the triangle is the body, because that's the sattva, rajas, tamas in the body. And in the world, it's all rajas, tamas, things that are going around in the body. All of those are from triangle. So, for meditation, like say tomorrow morning, you can just start this basic meditation. Whatever mantra you're doing, if you are doing any mantras, of course, if you're not doing anything, then ignore me. So if you are doing any of the mantras like, Shadakshari, Astakshari, or even Dvadashakshari, start imagining a circle with Om, Gruni, Om. On top, in the bottom. And why this? Why now? Just imagine and visualize. That's it. Just keep doing. And then a triangle that encloses that circle. With the circle, perimeter of the circle touching its of the triangle. Top Shri, Bhu, Durga, Shreem, Kleem, Hreem, Tattva, Rajas, Tamas, Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. That's it. Just to do this meditation.
Sunil, can we use that also for Gayatri Mantra?
You can use it for any mantra, because Gayatri Mantra is also part of this yantra, of this mantra, of this mandala. So, from Omkara, Bhurbhuva Swaha is done, then another mantra, and then Gayatri Mantra. So, as you go outer and outer and outer, Gayatri Mantra comes. Then all of the Vedic literature comes. So, that you can, yes, Gayatri, if I go back here, Gayatri Mantra is here. This 24 petal. This is 51 petals. This is 24 petals. The 24 petals is the number of aksharas in Gayatri Mantra. 8 times 3. Okay? So that aksharas, it's here. So the Om at this stage becomes Gayatri Mantra. And at this stage becomes whole Veda Vangmaya. All world literature and especially Vedic literature is represented by 51. What is 51? Number of alphabets. So this is all, each petal is alphabet. 51 petals is 51 alphabets. Okay. So we finished this part, triangle, right? So this is us. We are bound in a triangle. That means we are bound in a triad. This is a triad. We are bound in triad. That is Linga Sharira. All of those things are represented by this triad. Ajnana, triad. Basically, Ajnana is this triad. Okay. So, forget all of those things. Just meditate for the next 1 week. on the circle and the triad. That's it. Just circle and the triad. And see how that visualization goes. Okay. It is very powerful. Very, very powerful. You can do that for Gayatri Mantra. You can do it for Shadakshari. So if you do that for Gayatri Mantra, you're doing at this level. So you're connecting this level back to the source. It's basically everything is connected back to the source. If you do Shadakshari Mantra, then you're connecting this, the 6 stars here, the 6 triangles, that to the source. If you're doing Astakshari, you're connecting the 8 petal lotus to the source. If you're doing the Dvadashakshari, you're connecting the 12 petal lotus to the source. Any other thing, literature, it's basically everything is 51 alphabets. So you're connecting that back to the source. Okay. Okay. Before we go to the next level, next one, any question that I can answer? Something has to be there. Now I said shut off the logical part of it, but you can't. I didn't say don't question. You can ask questions. Nothing?
No, Sunil,
But,
when you
yes.
do the mantra, I mean, like I was just thinking, so say Sharakshri mantra, when we start doing that, do we need to do before we do that mantra, or when we chant the mantra we do it? Like, so say Om Namo Narayana.
Okay.
So when you say that, your focus will be on Om Namo Narayana.
What I am saying is make this the focus, not Om Namo Narayanaya.
Okay, so then our focus on Om Namo Narayana should be a part of this whole process.
It is off. You are offering Om Namo Narayanaya to the circle and this triangle, and then see, your mind cannot be in a vacuum. Correct. The mind has to be thinking something. This is the one that you're thinking.
Okay.
You're imagining there's a circle, there's a thing. And automatically you're saying Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. But in the mind, there has to be some image. Otherwise, your mind will go to what did I do yesterday? What will I do tomorrow? And all of those things. So you have to give something to the mind to keep it occupied. You're giving this visualization to the mind to keep it occupied. But after some point, it will become automatic. And after some point, you actually see that which is really there inside us.
So when we imagine, do we need to imagine Shreem, Kleem, Hreem as a part of it, or it's like a static figure that we think about?
Yeah, you can see, when you can kind of draw, and then say Om, Grani, Om, Aha, draw a triangle. Then imagine, okay, on the top there is a Shreem, and then on one side there is Kleem, the other side there is Hreem. This is Shri Devi with Icha Shakti, with Kriya Shakti, Durga Devi with Jnana Shakti. It's Bhur Bhuva Swaha, right? And you can just think of, like I am in a ship visiting one which is white in color, and then I am visiting the other which is red in color, visiting other which is in black in color, and this is like the body, and the body is Triguna. The Triguna is represented by this triangle. I mean, you can just imagine. I mean, this is it's a story. You can imagine.
Okay. So right? Your mind should be going on this.
Within this. Mm-hmm. Yes. So like it's an exploration, right? You're exploring
all the corners, like going around.
Yeah. You're going around. You go to one corner and you're trying to see what is there. Oh, there's a Shreem there. Oh, there is a Bhur there. There is a Sattva there. That way your mind is occupied. But then you're doing a powerful thing, because that's the mandala which is in the heart, which to the yogis who have siddha, who have siddhis, it naturally appears to them. For them, when they open, in their mind's eye, they see that in their heart, this one.
Wow.
Which we are trying to visualize, and after many births, it might clear up to show us their hearts, right? But at this point, this is effort then it becomes effortless, and then what is really there, you'll see.
You just have to start.
You
Start.
just have to start. You just have to start. It's all visualization in the beginning. It's all your mind, you're imagining. And as you're imagining, if you, let's say, every day you're doing this for years, right? And then what happens, it becomes very automatic, and you can imagine it very automatically when you're doing the mantras. You can imagine it in the heart. And then at some point, you start to see some sparkle of, something like that in the heart, some pranic. You start to feel the pranic thing. Then that means you've gone to the next, more mystical level. So it's no longer you efforts imagining it, what there is, not physically, but in another realm, in a prana realm, what you couldn't see in the physical eyes, now you're seeing with kind of your mind's eye. And it's not effort, it's just appears to you, right? But that's more of a mystical. But when that happens, that means you've gone in the sadhana to a very, very good level, in a very, very good level. Again, these are all saving. No durgati will happen if you start doing all of these things. Insurance, you can say this is my insurance policy, right? No durgati will happen if you start doing all, because these are very powerful. All big, big rishis and purushas.
Okay.
They've all seen this in their hand. Them is visualize first. It should be effortful first, and then slowly it becomes effortless, but still a visualization. But at one point it switches, and then you no longer are imagining, you're actually seeing.
Like
that is the process.
It is a process, yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
It's a process. So you have to cultivate it as a part of your, meditation. Then it becomes natural.
Correct. See, and I always tell this, right? There are, everybody, for Hindus, one of the things is 10 gurus. He is telling this great thing. Oh, he's telling a great thing. And we will not do anything. You have to stick to one thing. Stick to one thing. Visualization to this mantra. That's it. This is the highest. Nobody else can give any other solution. This is the ultimate. Okay. Then, then you don't have to, oh, that guru is saying this guru is saying this, that guru is saying this. Oh, this appears very good, that appears very good. You'll get all siddhis and all of those things. Stick to one, stick to this. Then you will make progress. Otherwise, you will not make any progress.
It's a good point.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying this is very simple, but very complex. When you start imagining the connections, things will occur to you. Whatever you have not realized, suddenly you will start realizing, oh, the connection between that and this, oh, this is how it works. You'll realize all. That is the process of Didyasa. Shramana, Manana, Didyasa. When you are doing Manana, what you are doing, what I'm asking you to do is what you do now is Shramana. You are listening to me telling about this mandala. When you are doing meditation, you are doing Manana. But Didyasa is when things, you get, like intuitive knowledge of these connections. It just occurs to you. You go to that stage. So it's fantastic. This is a great tool. And I personally use this. That's why I'm telling this is a great tool. And you can start with the simple circle and triangle for now. Just do that. And then slowly you'll learn. Go from one level all the way to the outer level. Even if it takes, if you go slowly, then it's a very powerful visualization.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Okay, let's see. There's some questions here. Okay, yeah, Gautam has put some nice things here. It's good. Oh wow, I didn't know that there was a back and forth going on between Sahana and Gautam. Okay, Okay, so we go to the, now there is a circle drawn. So this is the second circle. So you draw a second circle, right? This is the second kankana. Okay, that touches the triangle at these points, at these corners. The three corners of the triangle is touching the circle. Okay, and what is this circle? Again, this is all rotating, right? Now kala comes. Kala. Let's look at this is the second inter region. Okay, so this is what I'm going to talk about. So we have talked about inner core, second region, which is triangle, and then there's a circle. There's a circle touching the three corners of the triangle, and within the circle, the space between the triangle and the circle is three inter regions in the second. Right? There's triangle proper, and between triangle and the circle, there's an inter region. Right? So you can see there's Chandra Mandala, Agni Mandala, Surya Mandala. Kariviti Sthiragati, Rathaviti Samagati, Ajaviti Tvaritagati. We are connecting this to time. Connecting this to time. Okay. So here, if you look at this here, the sun, this is the sun also, right? The sun has approximately three gatis, speed through it goes. Sthiragati, it goes slowly. Samagati, equal. Tvaritagati, fast, which represents what? 4 months in the year. The goes slow, that means days are long. Summer. That is Mesha, Rishabha, Mithuna. That is the sun, when it's going through that, its gati is this one, Gaja. That means it's here. Kariviti. Kariviti means elephant, Gaja. Kariviti means the path of an elephant. Because Tiragati, you know how elephant walks. It walks majestical and very slowly. The path of the sun and the gati of the sun is slow, which means it is longer day. And it is, days are longer, right? I mean, the summer, heat is more, light is more, right? So that is one. Agni Mandala. Agni Mandala comes in the bottom here, this part. This circle here, this part is Agni Mandala. So that is Samagati. I'll talk about Samagati. It's what? Rathaviti. Rathaviti means bullock cart. It goes in a constant motion, not slow, but a constant fixed motion. Right? The sun in the next 4 months of autumn and pre-winter goes in the Samagati. So that means, so Mesha, Vrishma, Mithuna, Kataka, Simha, Kanya, Tula, Vrishchika. When it is going there, approximately, because of course it's going to be different, but approximately if you divide into 3, in the first 4 it's going slowly, in the sense that days are, the sunset to sunrise, it's a longer time. And then the time decreases, right? And so that becomes, from then it is Samagati, like a bullock cart. It's going in a fixed motion. Then the last 4 is the pre-winter and the winter months, which is Dano, Makara, Kumbha, Meena. These 4. When these 4 happens, this is what? Ajaviti. It's like a goat. It runs fast. That means sun is going very fast across the sky. In the sense that sunset to sunrise, time is less. Days are less, night is longer. Okay, so the motion of the sun is built into this mandala. The motion of the sun is built at this point. So on one angle, the sun is going slowly, and then you can imagine the days are longer, and there is a summer, there is a heat, and then samagati, it goes like a bullock cart, and then it's becoming medium, and then ajaviti, the sun goes fast. Those 4 months. So 4, 4, 4, and the 3 mandalas are there: Chandra mandala, Agni mandala, Surya mandala. Representing what? Where is sun? Right eye, Surya mandala. That is the where I said aha, the flower of aha that you put, that now expands into Surya mandala, or the Pingala nadi, that comes to the right eye. It's on the right side, and it's the day. It's the Surya mandala. It's the power of the sun. And then the Chandra mandala. The Chandra mandala, that is the next one here, right? So if you look at here, see, this is the Surya mandala here. This is the Chandra mandala here. If you see Chandra mandala, and the Sushumna nadi that comes, that is the one in the center, that is the Agni mandala. So that's, the third eye has Agni, right? That is the Agni mandala. So the Trimandala in our body is your right eye, left eye, and your third eye. This triangle, the mandala, right? Or that is the higher, the upper pointing triangle. Then otherwise it's a lower pointing triangle. This is a Surya, Agni, because this is where Agni resides. You eat, it is going to your digestive system, Agni. The path to Agni is here. So Agni is here. Your alimentary canal, the first part, upper part of alimentary canal is ruled by Agni. Including your vak, your voice is also ruled by Agni. Okay. So there are 2 Agnis. The higher Agni is in the middle here, Bhruvayor Madhye. The lower in the mouth. You choose which triangle. You can go for this triangle, or you can go for this triangle. The upper triangle is more of jnana. The lower triangle is more of subsistence, lower kind of, because it's all about this. This Agni we don't, we want it, but not too much. This is the Agni we want, not this Agni. Right? That is the 3 mandalas it's talking about. Surya mandala, Chandra mandala, Agni mandala. Got it? That's the Pingala nadi, Ida nadi, Sushumna nadi. And that's the only one that goes here and up. Good?
Very good.
So this is next part. So you don't visualize this week, but once you have mastered that first part, then you can add this part. On one side, the sun is low, and therefore days are longer, and therefore it's hotter. On the bottom side, it's going in a samagati, and so it's equinox kind of, day and night are equal kind of thing. And then on the other side, it's going in tvaritagati. That means it is fast. It's going fast, which means days are shorter and it's colder. So 3 gatis of Surya Deva, that is on the outside world, we are representing in a mandala, showing how he goes fast and slow. Okay. Connecting that to the Chandra mandala, the Agni mandala, the Surya mandala. The right, left, and the middle. Okay. So that's when the gati of the sun, the outside world, the Surya mandala, Chandra mandala, Agni mandala, that is inside us. 2 of those connected in the space between the circle and the triangle. Okay, how are we doing?
So good, sir. Fantastic.
Yeah, so this is what I'm teaching you is the tool. This is not something to listen to and forget. This is something to do. And therefore, I'm going to work with Elengo to create this resolution as a high yantra, and then we will get it on a copper and made available to whoever needs it. So this is a project that I want to do.
Super.
Okay, that's I need all of your support, because this is the tool you guys need. Put it in your house, use it as a meditation tool. That's all you need. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. So we finished this. We finished this. We finished 3. So 1 becomes 3. We have finished that. Now 3 becomes 6. 3 becomes 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's go here. So now what is this? This is This is called as Shatkona mandala. Shatkona mandala means there's an upward facing triangle and a downward facing triangle. This is called as Shatkona mandala. Look at this. This is upward facing triangle, like this, right? This, like this, this, and this is downward facing triangle, like this and this. 2 triangles. Okay. So usually the upward facing triangle is called male, and the downward facing is actually a yoni yantra, so it's called a female. And therefore they call this as a Shiva Shakti also. But here we are using this as Shatkona Prana Yantra, representing Pranadeva. So now we have the body, a triangle. Now the body has to be animated. This is the animation. So if you look at different yantras that are there for different chakras in the body, in the heart chakra, there is Shatkona yantra. It's also called as Vayu yantra. So this is the Vayu yantra. What we are looking at, this is Vayu yantra. What does Vayu rule? Pranadeva rule? Prana, animation. So until now, we have Jiva, we have his body, but the body has to be animated. And this is the one that animates. So this Shatkona chakra is turning around. That means we are
He'll come back.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Hey, Lungo. So, are you going to get this done in India? This thing,
No, I'm basically a cat person.
uh
So for many years, like even my college days, I used to study in Chidambaram. In Chidambaram, they have this Sri Chakram in Nataraja temple.
Oh,
So for quite so many years, I have tried to draw it, but like it's very, very difficult to draw it perfectly. So like it's almost impossible to do perfectly. So whatever Sri Chakram we are getting, it is all approximation. So there are people who had written books, and there are Russian scientists who try to solve this problem. And there is a solution available, and then the solution is like to an approximation. Like the error in the solution we can see to a certain extent. I have downloaded, but I could draw the Sri Chakram. So I've been trying. I'm almost 60 years old now, so for last 30-40 years I've been trying. I could not. So since he had shown, I've been thinking how to mathematically do it. So every time I'm looking at it, so I'm interested in doing something like this. So that's when the moment he said that, I offered, I'll draw this. So that's my interest. Yeah. I'm basically a cat person. I should be able to do it. Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
He joined. So unmute.
Yeah.
Sunil, can we say that the first inner circle is Jiva that we said? The second one is Jiva Gunas, the 3 ones. And then the third one, outer layer is the Shat Gunas. Is that how we go? I'm trying to go ahead and try to link it to Jiva and its attributes.
No, Jiva, okay, this is Jiva.
Right.
Within Jiva is what we are visualizing Paramatma as Antaryami and all of those things. And then this is the Prakriti. The triangle is the Prakriti.
Okay, correct.
Prakriti, right? In which the Jiva is manifesting, or the Paramatma is helping Jiva manifest through Prakriti, through the three gunas.
Right.
Okay. And this is also avidya, and this is also the body and all of those things. Okay. And then this is the nadis, the Chandra Mandala, Agni Mandala, Surya Mandala. These are the nadis that's taking on, all of the prana around the body. And the Shatkona Chakra is the prana. That is the prana vayu that is actually in the heart. The vayu yantra is on the heart. So it's a six-sided triangle, upward facing and downward facing.
So when we talk about the nadis, is prana not coming before the nadis? Should prana not come before the nadis?
No, the prana sanchara is happening in the nadis.
Right.
But then this is animation when it is happening.
Okay.
This is just jiva, and this is the animation of the jiva because of prana.
Yeah, so I was thinking that the prana before the nadi, before you tie it back to the nadis, in terms of linking it to the nadis, prana will come first, and then comes the linking to the nadis. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Prana is here also. No, am and aha, it's already there.
Okay.
But then his activity of animation is shown with this six pointed triangles. Okay.
So before that six, there is no action, basically. It's all
there is no action. Correct.
Just the substance or matter. And then once we add prana, then it becomes animated, or action is added at that point, basically.
Correct. So now you have to imagine that six pointed this triangle is there, and let's look at this. So each one will have certain things that you will have to visualize when you are meditating. So like you see, there's six spaces within the triangle, and then there's six spaces outside this, between the circle and the triangle. So we'll have to look at each one of them, right? Let's look at the six spaces within the triangle. So first of all, if you see, this is Omkara, Bhur Bhuva Swaha, and now that Bhur Bhuva Swaha now expands into Shadakshari Mantra. This is Shadakshari Mantra. So we'll see what is there in there. So first, when the time is going, so this is sun, right? We're talking about the external world. So the regions are the top triangle, Vasanta Rutu, which is Chaitra Vaishaka Masa. So seasons and months are connected to sun, who is within us, and also on in this Surya Mandala. Chaitra Vaishaka Masa, Vasanta Rutu, 10 Samvatsaras. Prabhava, Vibhava, Shukla, Pramoda, Prajapati, Angira, Shrimukha, Bhava, Yuva, Dhata. These are the 10 Samvatsaras. There are 60 Samvatsaras. Remember, there is what is this? Sharvari Nama Samvatsara, right? Sharvari Nama Samvatsara. So that means we are in the 34th Samvarta, I think for 34th or something. So if you look at that, I think it's Helamba, Vilamba, Vikari, Sharvari. See this one, right? So we are here. Where is that? 10th Vasanta. We are this Samvatsara.
Yeah.
Okay. So 31, 32, 33, 34th. We are in the 34th year of the 60-year cycle. So when Jupiter enters Mesha, it starts a 60-year cycle, right? So Jupiter has to come 5 rounds, right? Then it finishes the 60-year cycle. So it's called as the Samvatsaras. So 60-year cycle. And like when you finish your 60th year, they do the Shashti Purti, because you have finished one cycle of that Samvatsara cycle. So that is
Sunil, I just noticed this is the names of the Tamil year actually.
Yeah, that's the year name, correct. Sharvari is the year name.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, this year I think it's Sharvari, if I'm right, I may be wrong.
Correct. Sharvari, yes. It just, Sharvari represents position of Jupiter in Makara Rashi in the cycle of 60 years. When it comes to Makara Rashi, it will be in, it can be in five of these, right? Because it's 5 cycles. So it will be in Makara 5 times. So first time, second time, and this will be the third time it will be in Sharvari.
Oh, wow.
So somehow it's connected that also. I mean,
Everything is connected. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Everything is connected to everything, and the connection is what this is showing. So Vasanta Rutu, Chaitra Vaishaka Masa, the 10 Sanvatsaras, and then Vishnu Shadakshari mantra. Om Vim Purna Jnanatmane Hridayaya Namah. Connects that to mantra now. So Vishnu Shadakshari mantra, this is not the Vishnu Shadakshari Om Vishnave Namah. This is Vishanave Namah. Vishanave Namah. Right? Vishanave Namah is Shadakshari mantra. There's no. This is a different kind of a Vishnu Shadakshari mantra. And remember the Shed Guna, when we are doing the Vishnu Sahasranama, I wrote the 6 categories and under which you can put all of the names, remember?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Either it is Purna Jnanatma, Purna Aishwaryatma, Purna Prabhatma, Purna Anandatma, Purna Tejatma, Purna Shaktyatma. Right? All of this infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, infinite potency, omnipotent, omniscient, all of those things, right? So we made 6 categories. So infinite can be divided into 6 categories. That's called as Shed Guna. And this is the Shed Guna it's showing, right? And it divided the Vishnu Shadakshari mantra. So from Omkara, it becomes Bhu Bhuva Swaha. That becomes Vishanave Nama 6. 3 becomes 6 now. And the 6 is that which animates. The world is going around. Each year there is seasons are going around, and then there is a cycle of years. All of that animation in the external world is going on. The same is represented in the seasons of life and the years of life within our body. We are going through our own seasons. Both seasons are represented in the Adhyatma and the Adidaiva. Okay. So now, all of that is connected to Vishnu Shadakshari mantra. Vim, Sham, Nam, not Nam, Nam, Vishana, Nam, Vim, Vem, Vishna, Vem, Nam, Na, Mam, Namah. So when you add an Anuswara, it becomes a Bijakshara. So Vishna, Vishana, Ve, Namah. V, if you add an Im, Vim, it becomes a Bijakshara. Sham, Bijakshara. Nam, Bijakshara. Vem, Bijakshara. Nam, Bijakshara. Mam, Bijakshara. Vishana, Ve, Namah. So Vishnu, so that's a Shadakshari. So it connects the seasons with months, with the years, the names of Samvatsaras, and then it connects to the mantra. So it's connecting the time with the mantra, with everything has to connect to Triguna. Triguna connects to Paramatma, who is inside us and inside the sun. Okay, now things are animate. Did you understand this part? Okay, 3 becomes 6. What was 3 here, Bhurbhuvasvaha, becomes 6 here. Which is the seasons in the world, the months, and the years. All of those are connected to the Shadakshari mantra and the Shad Gunas and the Shad Anganyasa. When you do japa, you do Anganyasa. Like for example, if you really do, let's say Vishnu Shadakshari mantra, you first start with Anganyasa. Om Vim Purna Jnanatmane Hridayaya Namaha. Om Sham Purna Aishwaryatmane Shirase Swaha. So you Om Nam Purna Prabhatmane Shikhaye Vashat. Om Ve Purnanandatmane Kavachaya. right? And then Om Nam Purna Tejatmane Netraya, you hit like this. And then Om Nam, Om Mam Purna Shaktyatmane Astraya Pate, like you do that. So this is, this is called as the Anganyasa, Shadanganyasa. You do Anganyasa, you do Karanyasa. So it adds the Shadakshari mantra into this, adds the time factor into this, connects to 3, finally connecting everything to 1. Right? That is the third region. Is it getting boring or is it interesting?
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Okay, good. Okay, so that's what we are doing here. This triangle. See Om Vim, Om Sham, Om Nam, Om Vem, Om Nam, Om Mam. That Shadakshari mantra. See, when you do one round, you're doing Vishnu Shadakshari mantra here. And then all of the Vasanta Rutu, Grishma Rutu, Varsha Rutu, Sharad Rutu, Himanta Rutu, Shishira Rutu, Chaitra, Vaishaka Masa, Jeshta Ashada Masa, Shravana Bhadrapada Masa, Ashvayuja Margashira Masa. In this one, what is Ashvayuja Kartika Masa, and then Margashira Pushya Masa, Magha Masa, Phalguna Masa. Then 12 months. So if you go around, seasons will repeat, months will repeat, years will repeat. And that's an endless repetition as you go around. This is the world animated outside, the world animated inside, and all connected to Vishnu Shadakshari mantra, all connected to basically the source. Right? So this should be your second step of, once you master the first step, second step is connecting the 6. Whenever 6 comes, that means things are animating, things are going around and animating. Okay.
Beautiful.
Now let's look at this, the space behind, between the circle and this. So you draw another circle, touching the dots, the corners of this sided triangle. And now, so let's look at this. Now this is Kala and the mantra, and this is the Akshara Rupas that is connected. So the form Paramatma is all in alphabets, and how he is in alphabets and how he comes here, that is shown beautifully here. So in that region, all the swaras, if you see, a, I, U, Ru, Lu, it's not Ru. In ancient Sanskrit, it is Ru. No, it's actually Lu. A, I, O, Au, Aha. So all the swaras divided among the 6. And then all the Vyanjanas, Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, Na, Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Nya, Ta, Ta. Where is it? Ga, Ga, Da, Da.
Tata in the bottom. Tata.
Yeah, Ta, Ta, right? Then Da, Da, Na, Ta, Tha, Da, Da, Na. Pap, where is it? Papa? Papa, Baba, Ma, Ya, Ra, La, Va, Sha, Sha, Sa, Ha, La, Ksha. So you divide the 51 alphabets in 6 spaces. So it becomes, so each one of it is a rupa of a Paramatma is there. These are called Matruka mantras. It will come in the end, right? So this is a Matruka mantras. I'll tell you about when we come to the end, the outermost ring. We'll talk about this. The alphabets that make up all of knowledge are now divided into these 6 spaces. Okay. So that's the third region. Okay. Do you have the patience to go for the 4th region, or do you want to do it in the next class?
Go ahead, please.
Okay. Everybody is fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now, so we have finished this circle, right? 1 circle, 2 circle, 3 circles. We have done this. Now, the time is going on in seasons, in years, the mantra, Vishnu Shadakshari mantra is making everything go around, and then all the have been divided here.
Sunil, there is a text next to the alphabets. What is that?
There's a text next to the alphabets.
In the third region. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Yeah. What is that?
Oh,
What is that?
actually it's the Matruka mantras. They put the mantras itself. So I am just showing a. What they're showing is a Ajaya Namaha, a Anandaya Namaha, e Indraya Namaha, e Ishanaya Namaha, Ugraya Namaha, like that. They're showing all of those things.
Oh, beautiful.
The Matruka mantra. But actually, Matruka mantras comes here. These 51 petals. But simply they're showing this. Instead of just the swaras and vyanjanas, they're actually showing the whole bijakshara mantras.
So they're bringing that inside, or it's just that they just
No, they're just showing, that
Right,
it's not just akshara, it's a bijakshara and what
Yeah.
mantra it belongs to. That's it. Okay. This is what sannyasis do. What you are learning is what sannyasis, and they do this and achieve siddhis, which is what I'm teaching you. This is not a normal this one. This is the highest. I mean, this is what the sadhana is. Their guru will tell them, do this, and they'll do the sadhana, and years they'll do sadhana and explore, and then they get intuitive insights, and finally things reveal, and they get all these powers. They're not doing it for power. It is just that they get it, but they're doing it for bhakti. It is to clean up their chitta. That's what they're doing. But
So
this is
again,
that power.
they do it. They do it because they don't want to, like, the karma.
Yeah.
They cannot even decide.
See, when they get the sannyasa ashrama, they are given Shadakshari mantras, and they are told to visualize this. Right? Years after years, they keep doing this and this and this and this, and then so many years they're doing this. It slowly opens up, and then it just reveals all of these things. And see, everybody can do astrology, but people who have intuitive insights when they do the astrology, they will tell you 10 times more than somebody who has nothing. They look at it and tell you more things, because now the planets themselves are revealing more information. It's not a dead thing. They are getting intuition. They look at the chart and something inside them says, oh, tell them this is what is going to happen. That intuitive thing inside comes, right? That, like, for example, like a Srinivas Ramanujam and all of this, when they look at the numbers talk to them. He didn't do anything, right? The intuitive insights, the numbers talk to them. That is what we are talking about, the siddhi that happens through these kinds of sadhanas. That is what I'm telling you here.
Super.
Right? So this is no ordinary stuff. This is what great sannyasis would do sadhana on for years and decades. Years and decades. Single pointedly, they do sadhana on this. And that is when it kind of reveals. What I am telling you is, don't think of all of those things. Start small from just the circle and the triangle. That's enough. That will be a fantastic one to start. Okay. So now 1 becomes 3, 3 becomes 6, things are animated, and then now 6 becomes 8. Right? Now this is, if you look at the the chakra, the Hridaya chakra, it is a Ashtadala Padma. They say Ashtadala Padma. It's a lotus with 8 petals. Ashtadala Padma. And this is the Ashtadala. So now we are stepping out of the Karnika. The center of the flower is the Karnika. Now we are actually going to the petals. The petals that's around it. The 8 petals around it. We are now going to this petals here, right? What are those 8 petals? You look at these 8 petals. So there's a circle on top of it. There's a space in between, and then there's only petals. So let's do the petals, right? Now from the 6 we have come to 8. The 8 petals. Ashtagrahas. Sun is already here.
Yeah.
Right? So Sun is here. Shani here. Rahu, Guru, Buddha, Shukra, Chandra, Kuja, Ketu. These are on Ashtadala. So these are 8 grahas on the 8 dalas of that flower that is in the heart, that flower, lotus flower, right? Let's look at this. So we are in the region of 8. Okay. Shani, I told you. Shani, Rahu, Guru, Buddha, and Shukra, Chandra, Kuja, and Ketu. What does 8 stand for? Ashta. What is the Ashtakshari mantra? Om Namo Narayanaya. So now Vishnave Nama expands into Om Namo Narayanaya. You get to the next level of mantra. The next level of mantra is Om Om, and Omkara, right, opens it into 8 constituents. Like, Omkara is a seed. It opened up into Bhurbhusva. Now it opens up into 8 constituents. What is that? Makara, Nada, Bindu, Ghosha, Shanta, Atishanta. Remember, I told you that Omkara has 8 parts. So now in the 8 petals, the 8 parts are revealed, and the Lord of 8 parts, he is revealed. Akara ruled by Vishwa, right? Vishwa rules the right eyes, and he is the one who gives you what? Jagrat avastha. That means awake. When you are awake, Vishwa rules the waking state. Waking state is not automatic. Again, nothing is automatic. Vishwa gives us the waking state. So the Shadakshari Omkara, Om Namo Narayanaya, the Om, that Om is here. So it makes into a mantra. Om Om, the Lord of that is Vishwa. Om Om Vishwaya Namah. Shani is the one of the planets that is in one. Now these are the ones that gives you the fruits. You did the karma. The Shad Chakra is going around making you do karma. Who is giving you the fruits? The 8th house in your horoscope.
Yeah, that's
The 6th house will make you work. Why are you born? The 6th house tells you why you are born, to do karma. The 8th house tells you what are you going to get. It's your prarabdha karma. All of those things are in the 8th house. This is in the 8th house. These are the people who give you the fruits. It is not automatic. They are the ones who give the fruits, right? So Om Om Vishwaya Namah. Not only that, it keeps you in Jagrat Avastha, waking state. Om Nam Tejasaya Namaha. Tejas is the form of Paramatma who is in the Ukara of the Omkara. U, Tejas. Okay. And then he rules what state? Dream state. So waking state, dream state, Om Mam Prajnaya Namaha, which is the deep sleep state. So these are the 3 states. Actually, if you see, that is the 3 states here. Vishwa, Tejasa, Prajna, awakening, dream state, deep sleep state. So they are also in triangle, but then expand when it comes to Ashtadala. Okay. So now, Om Na Mo, then Nam, Om Nam, Turiyaya Namah. So Turiya is the what? When you are in the Samadhi state, he is the one who gives you the state. That is Turiya. Om Nara, right? Om Ram, Atmane Namaha. It's form of Paramatma represented by 8 parts of Omkara. Om Nam, Turiyaya Namaha. Om Ram, Atmane Namaha. Om Yam, Naraya, Yam, Antaratmane Namaha. The one who is Antaratma. And then Om, no, I think Om Naraya, Na. This is wrong. Om Nam, Atmane Nama, Antaratmane Nama, Paramatma. Oh, I have not done this. Okay. Om Turiyaya Nama, Atmane Nama, Antaratmane Nama, Paramatmane Nama, Jnanatmane Nama. Okay.
So that's why we say Ketu is a Jnanakaraka.
Jnanakara. So Jnanatmane. So if you look at I said Paramatma has 8 functions. See, the Brahma Sutra, second sutra says, what is the definition of Brahma? Who is God? What is the definition of God? And the definition given is Janmadyasya Yata. He who is the cause of Janmadi. What are the Janmadi? That is this one. These 8. There are 8 states. This is Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, Niyamana, Jnana, Ajnana, Bandha, Moksha. Srishti, Sthiti, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, right? Niyamana, Jnana, Ajnana, Bandha, Moksha. 8 states. Ruled by Vishwa. Ruled by what? Vishwa, Tejasa, Prajna, Turiya, Atma, Paramatma, Atma, Antaratma, Paramatma, Jnanatma. 8 of these 8 forms. That is a definition. 1 becomes 8 means Srishti. He is the creator of Srishti, and there are 8 Srishtis. What is that? Creating is one function, sustaining is another function, destroying is another function, controlling everything in its activities when things are going on, Antaryami, that's one function. That's 4 functions. Then Jnana, Ajnana. Giving knowledge is one function. Giving Ajnana is another function. Bandha, keeping people bound is one function. And Moksha, freeing them is another function. So there are 8 functions, and all 8 functions are done by Paramatma. And that is represented in 8 forms of Paramatma, 8 aksharas of Narayana Ashtakshara mantra, 8 grahas that are associated with that. Okay. So these are all the forms. So these will be on the petals, 8 petals. Now we are come to the petal stage, not the Karnika stage, but with the 8 petals of the heart. The 8 petals are the ones that show the fruit givers, the fruits that your karma generates. All of those things are shown by the 8 petaled lotus. Okay. So that is all here. That is this one, 8 petaled lotus. Mantra, 8 functions of Paramatma, 8 forms of Paramatma, 8 aspects of Omkara, right? All of these things are given by this. And then what is given in the space between the petals? There are 8 spaces between the petals. Again, those are all, if you look at it, these regions, it is divided into 8 spaces. Om is now cut into 8 parts. So if you look at cut into 8 parts, what happens? Akara, Ukara, Makara, Nada, Bindu, Ghosha, Shanta, and Atishanta. Atishanta. I don't know why it's not showing. Atishanta. Okay. So 8 aspects of Omkara, because see, all the middle spaces are connected to knowledge. The knowledge that is also connected to these 8. That's it. So the 8 forms of Paramatma. Om Vishvaya Namaha. He is the Lord of the Sthiti. Om Tejasaya Namaha. Omkara's Ukara is him, and he rules the dream state. And then Om Makaraya Namaha. Om Prajnaya Namaha, deep sleep state. Om, the nada of Omkara, that nada, right? When you focus on that nada, that is the samadhi state. When you get in the samadhi, that's the Turiya. Om Turiyaya Namaha. And then Bindu. Om Atmane Namaha. Ghosha. Om Antaratmane Namaha. Shanta, the silence of the Omkara at the end when it is ending. Om Paramatmane Namaha. And finally Atishanta, the silence. See, when you are doing the Omkara chanting, the intuition is in the silence part. You cannot say Om, 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 Om. That's not how you do Omkara chanting. You do Om. First there is silence, and there is full silence. And in that full silence is where there is intuition, and when there is insight that comes in that full silence. That is Atishanta. Om Jnanatmane Namaha, Atishanta of the Omkara. Okay, so Omkara has 8 parts, and then Omkara through Bhurbhuvasvaha and Shadakshari opens into all of alphabets. So all of the alphabets are in 8 parts. All the vowels is 1 part. So you can say a, I, I, U, Ru, Ru, Lu, E, I, O, Au, Aha. That's swaras. And then ka, kha, ga, gha, nya. That's Vyanjana start. Cha, cha, ja, jha, nya. That's the second part. Ta, tha, da, dha, na. Then ta, tha, da, dha, na. Pa, pa, ba, bha, ma. Ya, ra, la, va. And then sha, sha, sa, ha, la, la. It's a la, not la, la, la. Sha, sha, sa, ha, la, ksha. So 51 letters in 8. Okay. And now it connects all the dravyas in the universe into this 8. Everything can be connected into 8. What is this? Let's see. Shruti and Kala, time and Vedic knowledge. They and their Abhimani deities, Prakriti and Mukhya Prana. So Prana, there is no time without the pulse. Prana is the pulse. Prana is activity. There is no time without any activity. If nothing is active, there is no time. Time comes when there is a pulse. And the pulse is activity of prana. So prana rules the time, right? So prana rules the time as activity, and Shiva rules the time as the death. 2 aspects of time. Time as the killer. Shiva rules that. Time as a killer. Time as activity is Mukhya Prana rules the time as activity. The pulse, he's the pulse, the heartbeat, the pulse in the body, the things going around in the universe. All of those things are pulse of the universe. That is ruled by prana. Okay. And the second aspect, then Panchabhutas, Prithvi Tattva, Jala Tattva, Agni Tattva, Vayu Tattva, Akasha Tattva. They're Abhimani Devatas. Remember, there's nothing automatic. There needs to be a Abhimani deity for that to function, right? Dharani, Buddha, Vakni, Pravaha Vayu, Vinayaka, Ganesha rules the Akasha Tattva. Akasha Tattva ruled by Ganesha, Vayu Tattva by Pravaha Vayu, Agni Tattva by Vakni, Jala Tattva by Buddha Graha, Prithvi Tattva by Dharani. So there, Abhimanis, and okay, that's the second one. So when you come to Makara, Om, Prajnayana, Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Shrotra. Now it comes to sense organs, 5 sense organs. Ears, skin, eyes, tongue, nose. Shrotra ruled by Chandra. Aham Prana, Surya rules Chakshus. Varuna rules tongue. And Ashwini Kumaras are the 2 nostrils. So the twins, 2 nostrils are ruled by Ashwini Kumaras. So all the devatas are added into the mix here. Here, Tanmatras, Pancha Tanmatras. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. The feeling of sound, sight, smell, taste, all of those things, and their deities, Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. They are there. And then finally, Antakarana. You go to Antakarana. Mana, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta, Chetana. Ruled by Kama, Indra, actually Indra Kama, so Kama. Uma, Parvati rules Buddhi. Ahankara by Rudra, Chitta, Garuda, Chetana, Sheshade. And finally, the Sapta Dhatu, all the dhatus that make the body. Tvak, Charma, Rudhira, Mamsa, Meda, Asti, Majja. And these are, remember, there are 49 maruts. Right? There are 49 maruts. Where is that? I had the marut list. Yeah, Devagana here.
Yeah, this is M, column M. Column M. M column, actually.
Yeah, this one, right? So this is 49. And these are 7, so 7 times 7. So groups of 7 deities rule the 7 dhatus. Okay, so that is this 7 maruts, first 7 maruts, second 7 maruts, third 7 maruts, fourth 7 maruts, 5, 6, 7, total 49 maruts rule the dhatus. And finally, sattva, rajas, tamas, jagrat, swapna, sushupti. Everything to do with human activities, world activities, the dravyas that's there, everything comes under in the Ashtadala. Narayana Ashtakshara mantra, Omkara, different states, right? And different alphabets, and how they are divided among all of these things. And then all the different materials and their Abhimani Devatas, all of them come under this. So it's all here. If you look at it, everything is here, captured here in the 8th petal. So this is, so you are going to be visualizing this when you are doing mantras. You know, you're visualizing this. You know, you're going to the 8 petals. Oh, I'm in 6. From 6th I go to the 8, and 8. You know, each one, the giver of the fruits are there in the 8th, and in between there is all of these things. All the dravyas are there. All of the, you know, the time is there. All of the knowledge is there. All, you know, how Omkara opens up. What are the different forms of Paramatma that's there? That is what you should be brooding when you are mantra. Okay, so we are at the so we finished 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the next we'll do in the next class. So now Ashtakshari opens up into 12 petal lotus, Dwadashakshari. Then we come into 12, right? So we look at what the 12 means. So now 8 is over. Then we'll see what is a 12. When it 12, all the rashis will come. How the rashis will, you know, what the rashis do, and then yogas will come. You know, in the Panchanga yogas will come, and then finally 12 becomes, you know, the 6th region will be Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devas. That's the 24. 12 becomes 24 petals, which is Gayatri mantra. So then we look at Gayatri mantras in 12 forms of Paramatma, and then finally, you know, then we'll see the final one is that this the one. Ajaya Namaha, Anandaya Namaha, Indraya Namaha, Ishanaya Namaha, Urjaya Namaha, Ugraya Namaha, Urjaya Namaha, Ratambharaya Namaha, Rughaya Namaha, Lushaya Namaha, Lujaya Namaha, Lujaye Namaha, Ekatmane Namaha, Airaya Namaha, Om Ojabrite Namaha, Om Aurasaya Namaha, Antaya Namaha, Ardagarbhaya Namaha. So this is the final mantra. Each akshara becomes a bija akshara mantra. So every akshara is a bija. So then you're invoking so there's 51 mantras here. So from Omkara, you've gone to Bhurvasva Vyaghritis, Shadakshari mantra, Ashtakshari mantra, Dwadashakshari mantra, Gayatri mantra, and then Matruka mantras.
This is called Matruka. Is this called Matruka mantra? Yeah. Wow. Beautiful.
Matruka, in Kannada they say Matu. Matu means speech. In Sanskrit also Matru means speech. So in Sanskrit, Matru is speech, but it is mispronounced in Kannada as Matu. I think it's there in other languages too. Matu means speech. So it's speech. Speech is captured in 51 aksharas. And so each akshara is a bija akshara. And each bija akshara has a roop of Paramatma in it. And that is invoking that in the 51 petals of the outer one, that is the final one. So when you start japa, I mean, I'm talking about sannyasis that who have taken diksha. This is actually, they'll give diksha of this. They are told to start from the center, go all the way to the outer, and full all of those things, and then imagine the connections, how they are connected, and you know they'll do that kind of japa. Maybe for 2 hours it will go on. But they are not just looking, you know, hearing the sound of the mantra. It's like, oh, Om. No, that's not. Actually fully immersed in looking at connections and in visualizing this picture. how this is connected to that. That is what they are doing. Full focus you'll get, because now your mind has something to explore, and that is what this chart gives you. This mandala gives you something to explore, to connect, to understand the connections. All of those things are very important in this.
So as a sannyasi, Sunil, so they must be knowing all these this full set, fully.
See, there's a difference between knowing, visualizing,
And doing.
Visualizing again and again, effortlessly, and then at some point, this appearing to you without even you visualizing. This will appear to, it is there inside. It is there inside us, and it will open up. That flower, in a jnana chakshus, it opens up like a lotus. So think of this. When you're at some point, when after years and years and decades of meditation, the 8-petal lotus opens up, and then out of that 12 opens up, 24 opens up, 51 opens up, and then you see like a big flower. It looks like a flower.
Amazing.
Right, and so it's like that's what happens. So
wow, beautiful.
Yeah. So that's my project, and Elango on camera is already committed. So I'll take his word.
I'm already thinking how to do it. See, I do program also, and then I'm a cat person. So in my mind, every time you're showing me, in my mind I'm looking at how to write a code which will generate all these points. So I'm onto it actually.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get in touch with you and
Sure,
we can go through. Yeah,
definitely.
Sunil, I have a question. Can you go
Yes.
back to that fourth region chart, please?
Yeah.
Further down, in the last one, where it connects, this one. Atishanta is connected to 3 gunas. And the 3 gunas are connected to Jagrat, 3 states of our living.
Correct.
So how is Atishanta connected? Is this the silence that drives all of these?
So the silence of the Omkara, not just the silence of the Omkara.
Yeah, silence of the Omkara, that's what I meant, I'm sorry.
The full silence, so between 2 Omkaras, so if you look at Omkaras as 2 different things, between them there is a silence.
Right. Yes.
And that silence, there is huge insight, right? That is it's a huge thing that occurs in that silence. That is ruled by Jnanatma. So he's giving knowledge and moksha. He's the moksha giver.
Yeah.
Jnanatma is the moksha giver. And then that is where the sattva, rajas, tamas, jagrat, swapna, sushupti, all of them, all the states of being, that is in that part. So you should connect this, what is in this part, in the Ashtadala Padma, to the triangle Sattva Rajas Tamas. So the triangle Sattva Rajas Tamas has come to the 8-petal lotus in between the spaces. In one of the space, it occupies. Because what we are
exactly what I was trying to connect from the in Sattva Rajas Tamas comes in, right?
Correct.
That's where they originate.
Yeah, and because what they're telling here is that whatever exists in the universe is represented in these 8 spaces. So it is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, and Jagrat, Sushupti, and Swapna, Sushupti. Okay, and then the Sapta Dhatus, and then this one, Antakaranas, Manak, Buddha, Chitta, all this Tanmatras, then Pancha Karmendriyas, Pancha Jnanendriyas, here Pancha Bhutas, Shruti and Kama. So that means it will show all the dravyas that's there. And that's why Sattva, Rajas, Tamas comes there.
Okay.
Because all of these are nothing but products of that Sattva.
Yeah, that is where I was missing the connection. So I was able to connect the rest of the ones, understand, but how all the ones connect to the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas is a little bit mystery.
Because that is the initial cause from which all of this comes.
Correct.
Right. So that is what they're showing here. So they're showing Sattva, Rajas, Tamas and the 3 states of the Jiva, and then how that becomes the 7 dhatus in our body how it becomes the five sense organs, 5 organs of action, 5 bhutas in the universe, in all of those things. So this in 8 spaces, they represent everything that exists in a dravya form in the universe.
Right. And the last stage, the 3 stages of awakening, right? I mean, the
Yes.
deep sleep. Mandukya Upanishad explains that, right?
Correct.
That
See,
explains
Mandukya Upanishad explains akara, ukara, makara, and turiya.
Yeah, Turiya. Yeah. It tells.
What it doesn't explain is the other 4, which it's showing here.
Right.
So it doesn't explain the Atma,
The
Antaratma,
Bindu, Gosha,
Paramatma,
Antaratma, Atma. It doesn't explain those.
Atma, Antaratma,
Bindu, Gosha.
yeah, Atma, Antaratma, Paramatma, Jnanatma. So these are the 4 forms. It does not explain. It explains Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna, Turiya. It explains 4. Akara, Ukara, Makara, Nada. It explains those 4.
Okay.
So we are going in, the Upanishad has spoken about one part of it.
Right.
We are looking at the whole picture
Right.
and then integrating it into the mandala.
Right. Okay. Thank you,
So
Sunil.
this is amazing. As you learn other stuff, you'll connect back to this. Oh, okay, this is it's already there in one of the either on the petal or the space in between petals. So it's there. So yeah, it connects the aspects of knowledge with aspects of time and material, with aspects of jiva svabhava. All of those are connected to each other.
Yeah.
In this, in one whole, everything connected finally to the Paramatma who is inside us. He is the one who is connecting everything, is what it's telling. The He who is inside you is also the master of the universe that connects the whole universe that's going around us. Is connected by the one who is inside you, is what the insight it wants to bring to you.
Right. Yeah, it also connects with the, not just with the Jiva Swabhava, but also the Prabhava that has from the Prakriti.
Yeah, that all the, see, the core is all Prabhava.
Right.
Yeah. The 3, the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, the 3
Voice not coming. Voice not coming. You're not muted, but it's not coming. Yeah, you're not able to hear.
Now?
Yeah,
Now
it's
is better. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so we'll stop at this
Yeah.
with 8 petals. So now we have 12 petals, 24 petals, and then 51.
Yeah, again muted soon.
Yeah.
Now, can you not hear me?
Now we can.
Now it's better.
In between, you just when you were showing some numbers, we couldn't.
Yeah. So what I was saying was, now we know 1, expand to 3, expand to 6, expand to 8. Okay. Next, 8 expands to 12, and 12 expands to 24, and 24 expands to 51. So now we'll see 12, 24, 51. Okay.
Yeah.
So that we'll do in the next class, because there's a lot of material. I mean, I cannot go on and on. Then it'll become too much. So digest this material, especially the first circle and that first triangle. That's enough, and start implementing it as part of your meditation. Whatever mantra you're doing, even Gayatri mantra. Of course, Gayatri mantra is to Surya, the Paramatma is inside Surya. So you are imagining that circle in the Surya and Gruni inside it. So fantastic to do it with for Gayatri mantra. Okay, but any mantra that you are doing, Shatakshari, Astakshari, you can start imagining that circle with Om, Gruni, Om, and and Aha, and then the triangle. It will be fantastic. Like I said, this is at the highest level they do this. So I want us to start so that it becomes effortless at some point.
Yeah.
That's correct.
That's when I do it now. Usually I think about I have the Narayana stuff. I think about that. Is Pata and all that, the Swarupa. That was my...
Think about it. See, yantra worship is more powerful than any other kind. If you worship the deity, see, you can worship the deity as an idol, as aksharas, also as yantra, right? Yantra, tantra, mantra. This is the yantra. This mandala is a yantra. So worshipping Paramatma in a yantra is the highest form of worship. Because what it does is in that figure, it captures the complex connections and how it is going on and all of those things. So it is very powerful, very, very powerful. So yeah, don't imagine all of those things. You start doing this.
Sure. We'll start from today itself.
Yeah, start doing this. It is going to be, of course, it's going to be a lot of effort initially. But again, it keeps your mind occupied. That's what you want. Your mind should not be wandering when you're doing mantras. Your mind should explore. That is what meditation is. You're exploring
even
in
when
depth.
Ashtakshara also, Sunil, it's difficult to control. It's just going too much.
Right, but now what is you're sending your mind to look into this. Oh, what is in this petal? What is in that petal? What is in the space in between? You're thinking of that, which is the exploration. That is actually correct mantra meditation. So that's what you're doing, and at some point, I don't know when, it naturally opens up and you actually see it through your mind's eye. You see that insight and that intuitive perception happens through this mandala. It's a lot of great saints have said that it opens up, and that's the reason why they can see what you cannot see. For them, in their mind's eye, they can feel, oh, something is coming, something bad is coming, something good is coming. And that's why what they say happens, because they're seeing much more than what we can see. And that is happening through these kinds of meditations. Okay. Are we good? Okay. Give me your honest opinion. How did you feel about this class? Because we went to something that I have never done in a class like this.
Yeah, for me, it was the whole set of trying to go ahead and connect this to what we have learned so far, like all the Maru connection and the Gunas connection. Everything was very interesting for me. Learned a lot.
It brings together everything that we have learned. It brings together all of those concepts in one picture.
Yeah. Thank you, Sunil.
Tools are very, very important. I think that way we are going to benefit directly when we are doing the actual mantra. That is what I will take from this class.
Correct. Yes. Once we get the picture ready, you can take a printout of that and then use it until we put it on a copper plate. Then it will be awesome.
Absolutely.
So yeah. Okay. If there's no other question, we'll finish the class with the final mantra. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachano Ramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum. Okay.
Thank you, Sunil. Thank you so much.
So next
Thank
class.
you, Sunil.
Thank
you, Sunil.
Thanks, Sunil.
Dhanyavadaha.
We're going to start today.
Don't thank me. You have to implement this. The reason why I'm telling you spent 2.5 3 hours is not just to listen, to actually implement it, in a meditation.
To start for us, at least for you, we will do it.
Yeah, you have to.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay then.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.